this man can pray. And so you never pray on your own. When people gather, then you come. You begin with a song. They will say, Kai, he's ascending, he's ascending. When you now hear, you now start, Maila Komete, Ifafara Kababaya, Imboboya, Ibe. Oh God, don't kill yourself. The Holy Ghost can take you there. Hear me. This is the balance. He said, be not drunk with wine when in its excess. If you are a singer, spend time in God's presence so that when you worship, His presence will come. So that when you worship, people will have encounters. If you are giving to administration, anywhere you are, give your own quota. You don't have to be ordained. Oh, I saw that there's no decorum in the way you transmit services. I saw that this is not there, this is not there. If I may suggest, if this happens, go to the right quarters and give your contribution. Don't just sit down and say, well, they are growing, God will help. You are the help that God sent there. Anywhere you find yourself. If you're in the ministry of mercy, when you see people hot, don't wait until you are invited. Go there and see how you can be of help. That's the ministry. Your ministry is what determines the shape of your heart. Our hearts are not the same in shape. It's only biological heart that is the same. In the spirit, your heart is shaped by your ministry. There are people that if they see lost souls, they can't sleep. There are other people that if they see people in trouble, they can't sleep. There are other people that if they see something wrong and it's not excellent, they can't sleep. If you want to be relevant with God, you must learn to deploy yourself appropriately in the ministry that has been given to you. If you're in the ministry of help, help. Romans 12, from verse 6 to 8, Paul captured it there. Do it, and do it well. He said, having then gifts, differing according to the grace given to us, whether prophecy, let's prophesy, according to the proportion of faith. God give you a word, send it to the authorities. I was in the place of prayer. This is what God showed me. I don't know if it aligns, but I just felt I should let you know. You have made your contribution. A point will come, you'll become so strong in it that God can use you to deliver a whole generation. He said, our ministry, that is service. He said, let's wait in our ministry. He that teacheth on teaching. Verse 8. He said, he that exhorteth on exhortation. He that giveth with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence. He that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Grow in your ministry. Become fruitful in it. When you are offended, don't stop. Keep at it. You are developing something on your inside. These are dimensions of fruitfulness. And finally, eternal fruitfulness. Doing all of these things so that at the end of time, you will have a reward. That means don't do what you do for eye service. You must learn to outgrow eye service. Don't do what you do for the commendation of men. All of these things we are talking about can also become eternal fruitfulness depending on the disposition of heart with which we do it. If you don't come to that point when you do things because of the eternal implication, it means you are not fruitful as far as that realm is concerned. When you do things, Jesus was teaching us. I quoted for you here 2 weeks ago on prayer from Matthew 6 verse 1 to 5. He said when you pray, don't be as a hypocrite. That means hypocrites pray too. And Jesus commended them for praying long. He said they start by street corners so that they will be seen. He said they have their reward. May you not receive your reward on earth. Let God bless you on earth. Let God increase you on earth. Let God prosper you on earth. But receive your reward in heaven. Receive your reward in heaven. So that when you go there, you are not empty. Don't receive all your reward on earth. Some people's reward on earth is the clap of men. Ah! This man is gifted. See the way he manifests word of knowledge. And you too, you are doing like this. He said you have your reward. Ah! This man can pray. And so you never pray on your own. When people gather, then you come. You begin with a song. They will say, Kai, he's ascending, he's ascending. When you now hear, you now start. Maila komete. Ifafara kababaya. Imboboye. Ibe. Oh God, don't kill yourself. The Holy Ghost can take you there. Hear me. This is the balance. He said, be not drunk with wine when in its excess. Be filled with the Spirit. You can come to a level where you are overtaken. At that point, you are not even sensitive what people are saying. You have gone. It's by the Spirit. But if you think it's a caricature of people pointing at you that, Kai, when you prophesy is different. You are the emeritus. You are the major 1 or major 20. You are the seer international. And every time you come, it's not about revealing Christ. It's not about helping humanity. It's about entering your stature so that they praise. You are finished. When you teach the word, they say, Kai, this man has the scrolls of Paul. And so when you come, your focus is not to preach so that people will learn and grow. Your focus is to show that there's no teacher on earth like you. You are the only accurate teacher. Every other person is wrong. So people's teaching should be placed side by side with you to find out whether they are correct. Anyone that is not the same with yours is wrong. And you are bold enough to say they are all wrong. You are the only correct teacher on earth. You are falling into a pit. Fruitfulness. We need it. If we don't grow in fruitfulness, we'll be in trouble. Let me show you the dangers of fruitfulness. I want to run now. You know, this message, when I was preaching it yesterday, I was preaching and prophesying. But this is an apostolic center. I'm teaching you so that you will know it and apply it. My focus is that you apply it. So that you will grow thereby. What are the dangers of unfruitfulness? Number 1, separation from Christ. John 15 verse 2 and 6. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he said, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it might bring forth more fruit. So if you are not fruitful, you'll be cut off. That's why some of you, a point came, you no longer heard God. It looks as if God has become alien. He traveled. You are on your way of separation because you are not being fruitful. The only ones he prunes are the ones who are fruitful. So he draws them closer, shapes them so that they will produce more fruit. First danger of unfruitfulness is the risk of separation. This is Jesus talking. Number 2, judgment and destruction. Matthew 3 verse 10. The axe is already at the root of the tree. Every tree that does not produce good fruit will be cut down and thrown into the fire. So if you are not fruitful, there is danger of judgment. I told you already. The Bible says we will appear before the judgment seat of Christ to receive condemnation or commendation. 2 Corinthians 5:10. Third danger of unfruitfulness is perpetual barrenness. Peter said, 2 Peter 5, 2 Peter 1 verse 5 to 8. He said, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, to virtue knowledge. Go to the next verse. And to knowledge temperance, temperance patience, and to patience goodliness. Next verse, godliness. And to godliness brotherly kindness, to brotherly kindness charity. Verse 8. It said, for if these things be in you and abound, they make you that you shall neither be barren nor unfruitful. So a man who does not diligently grow, he becomes barren. A point comes when even if he tries, nothing comes out. Because his seasons have passed. And then he's wondering, why? You don't plant in dry season. You plant in rainy season so that you harvest in dry season. So you must pay the price to begin to add what you need to add to become fruitful so that you are not barren. Fourth danger of unfruitfulness is the loss of purpose. Many fruitless people lose out in destiny and in purpose. Ephesians 2:10 already captures that we were created unto good works. That means if we are not fruitful, our creation, the purpose of our creation will be defeated. And when the purpose of our creation is defeated, we are not relevant to God. Look at the fig tree. Matthew 21:19. And Mark 11, from verse 20 to 22. Jesus saw a fig tree. The leaves were very blossomed. He went to find fig. None was there. And he said, no man shall eat of you. The tree dried up from its root the next day. If you are not fruitful, you will lose purpose. There are many who had great apostolic calling. Today, they are taxi drivers trying to eat food. There are many who had callings to be leaders of nations. Today, they are in the beer parlor drinking. You find some people, see, some of the people you see in beer parlors who are wasting away in parks, smoking and fighting, they are the best doctors on earth. They are the best leaders on earth. They are the best ministers. But in the seasons where they should deploy themselves to grow and be fruitful, they wasted it. And so a point came, the weight of destiny was lifted. And so the only thing they could do to silence the emptiness and the void of their soul is to turn to smoking and alcoholism. If you are not fruitful, you can lose your purpose. The fifth danger of fruitlessness is stagnation and stumbling. 2 Peter 1:10. Therefore, brothers and sisters, make every effort. It said, giving all diligence to make your calling and election sure. It said, for if you do these things, you shall not fall. That means if you don't do it, you will fall. So when you find people at one spot, it's because they didn't give all diligence to be fruitful. You become stagnant in one location. And you'll be there begging God, have mercy, as though he's a wicked God. It's because you refused to be fruitful. Dangers of being unfruitful. Hebrews 6, 7 to 8. Stagnation. Stumbling. For the earth which drinketh in the rain that cometh oft upon it, and bringeth forth herbs, meat for them by whom it is dressed, receiveth blessing from God. Any land that is watered by rain and produces, so that those who plant eat, it said that land is blessed of God. Next verse. It said, but that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burnt. Even the earth. You can't receive rain and not produce anything. It says if you produce, you'll be blessed. If you don't, you'll be cursed. The reason many people are stagnant is because they are not fruitful. If you don't want to be stagnant, if you don't want to stumble and fall, pay the price. Listen, don't follow people going nowhere. Every day they are watching movies. Every day they are watching football. Every day they are going from one place to another. Once in a while, do it. We all do it from time to time. But it shouldn't become your major preoccupation. Invest in yourself so that your life will produce something. Because if you don't, a season will come when you'll be written off. And if you are written off, you become stagnant. The Bible said, because they did not retain God in their knowledge. It said he gave them to a reprobate mind where anything goes. There's a level you get to God hands off. Bitter, but true. Unless mercy speaks. Sixth dimension or sixth danger of being unfruitful is loss of eternal reward. If you are not fruitful, you will have no reward. 1 Corinthians 4:5. Judge nothing before its time. It says, wait until Christ manifest, who will judge the counsels of the heart, and then we shall receive praise of him. He will judge. He will judge. In 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13 to 15, it says, each man's work will become manifest, for the day will disclose it, because it will be revealed by fire. So God is coming to reward, but the reward of God is for the fruitful. In Matthew 25, from verse 24 to 30, the story of the talents. 5 talents, 2 talents, 1 talent. The one with 5 talents multiplied it. The master gave him 10 cities. The one with 2 talents multiplied it. The master gave him 4 cities. The one with 1 talent did nothing. He hid it and wanted to accuse the master. And the master said, you are a wicked servant. Even if you don't know what to do with it, you should have put it in a bank so that interest will come out of it. He said they should take what he has and give to the one that had 10. And people started complaining. The guy with 10 already has too much. And the master said, him that has and wants to have more, more shall be given him. He said, but him that has not, even the little that he has, he that has not and chooses not to have, he said even the little that he has will be taken from him and given to the one that has more and wants to have much more. And that servant was cast to outer darkness. You will not have reward if you are not fruitful. Number 8, you will not be pleasing to God. You find people who are pleasing to God, they are fruitful. From NIV, Hebrews 12, verse 5 to 6. My son, do not make light of the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you, because the Lord disciplines the one that he loves and chastens everyone he accepts. Why does God do this? John 15:2-3. The branch that produces fruit, the father prunes. So when God is shaping you, correcting you, it's because his heart is towards you, and it's because you are relevant in his kingdom. So men who please God are men who produce divine results. God has expectation on all our lives, and so if we fulfill that expectation, he's pleased. That's why the Bible said to walk in our calling unto all pleasing. So you can't please him if you are not fruitful. And finally, you will be useless in God's eternal agenda if you are not fruitful. That's why he said the branch that does not produce is cast into the fire. So unfruitful people are useless to God. He may love them as a father, but they are useless to his agenda. Listen, if you need to put your life under pressure for something to come out, put it now. If you slumber your life away, when you are old, you will regret it.